Hey, hello there, and a very, very warm welcome. My name's Sean Rhine. It's Tuesday, it's 8 o'clock, and that, of course, means the Planet Cruise TV show. Do you know, I've had one of those weeks, I've been rushing around, and it's all been a bit stressful, but I always love Tuesday nights because you sit down and you plan your next cruise. But tonight's show is an extra special show. It's all about river cruising with Riviera Travel. First time we've ever done this. And I've not seen him for months. We keep missing each other. And he's come back with man flu. Glenn.
How are you, mate? Yes.
Oh, at least sounds like...
I'm a bit growly tonight.
I
know. Yeah. I've got a lovely river cruise for you.
Hey, listen, great to see you. It does sound a bit rough, doesn't it? But great to see you. We keep missing each other on the show,
I was on a couple of weeks ago and you were away doing something, so nice to be back. And
tonight's show is extra special, isn't it?
It's different, isn't it? The first time we've ever done a takeover show with a river cruise. We've got Riviera Travel, one of our most popular river cruise companies.
Well, they're market leaders, aren't they?
They're market leaders, and it's great to have the guys here today, and we've got a few special guests.
Yeah, we've got three special guests.
It's going
to be like musical chairs. So stay tuned, and we've got exclusive offers. We've got some amazing solo deals.
Really good solo supplements for people. People always phone us in about what deals have you got for single travellers. Some good ones tonight.
Yeah. And we've got the most popular river cruise itinerary for you, as well as one of the deals.
Yeah, and most of them are £1 deposits as
well. They are, aren't they?
So get it booked now. Things for Christmas, up to Christmas and everything.
Now, you've got some special shouts out to people that booked a cruise.
I haven't seen you for months, so I've got about 112 here at the moment. So, right,
what have we got?
OK, let's start with our first one. First of all, we've got Peter and Amanda. They're off on the wonderful Anthem of the Seas, so have a great time. One of my favourite ships anywhere in the world. Hazel, Clark and the girls, now they always book with me, they always go around the world. They're off to Bali in a couple of weeks' time, so glad we've got everything sorted for you. Big shout out to Hazel. We've got Rosemary and Barry, they're off to the Far East with Morella, so they're doing one of their full packages. And we've got Peter, Patricia, Richard and Wendy, they booked with me yesterday, they were out on Celebrity Far East. And then finally, I had a very strange call the other day from a gentleman, a gentleman called Sean Ryan. He said he's been on 22 cruises before, but he's never mentioned it. And he's booked it on Morella. He's going on Morella cruises, aren't you?
Next week, because it happens.
You are.
Yeah, I'm really excited, really am. So.
Yeah, well, I say you've never been with them before, and I say it's very, very different, and you'll love it down in the Canaries. You're going with the lads, and you'll have a good time.
I am, yeah.
Glad I finally booked you a cruise.
I'm glad. Yeah, and you did a great deal on the drinks package
Put
as well.
50 quid on the markup as well.
No, listen, got a great deal.
You did get a good deal, yeah.
But let's we've got some big news with P&O, haven't we?
P&O, yes, P&O and Q&O, yeah, a few things going on at the moment. So, first of all, P&O have released they're releasing their winter 2020-21 voyages. And again, we do these pre-reg a couple of times a year. So, if you're interested in finding out the new itineraries, especially things like Iona, obviously doing their new itineraries for the winter period. Now, again, with this one, past P&O cruiser guests save 10%, past P&O cruisers save 5% on some of the Peninsula Club cruises, plus that 10%. New to P&O save 5%, and of course with us, Igloo and Planet Cruise guests are going to get a further percentage off as well.
But so it is good to register early, isn't it?
It is, because if you know what you want the particular cabins, and I did it last year for my cruise for 2020, booked well in advance, low deposit. Prices will be cheaper now than they will be maybe in 6 months' time. People don't believe us, but I'm guaranteed I did it with my holiday.
Well, we've also got some fantastic Cunard news when it comes to their sale, and here's Kim to tell you more.
Hi all, today I want to give you some exciting news. We have just released Cunard Winter November 2020 to May 2021 cruise sailings. These are available to past passengers today and available to all guests from March 13th, 2019. You have to book quick to get the best price and your ideal cabin. If you book today with Planet Cruise, you'll be able to book just a small deposit of £1 per person and receive an exclusive Planet Cruise discount of up to 5%. All your flights and transfers will be included, and you will get to discover Cunard's top destinations. On top of the Planet Cruise exclusive discount, past passengers will save an additional 5% on Cunard fares. So, what are Cunard fare benefits? It is first priority for your choice of stateroom, suite upgrades, and your dining time and table size. Not only this, on cruises of 7 nights or more, it will give you the option to have spending money on board, or car parking in Southampton, or return coach travel to and from Southampton. Again, I can't stress this enough, you've got to book today to get the best price and stateroom of your choice.
Oh, thank you, Kim. But Tom is with us from Riviera Travel.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
And you?
We are very excited about the show. It's the first time ever we've done a whole show dedicated to river cruising with Riviera Travel. But I know the customers, I mean, river cruising is getting more and more popular, isn't it?
It is. We see growth in river cruising every single year. That's why we're launching ships all the time.
So your fleet is growing massively.
It is. So we launched 2 new ships for this year. We've got another ship next year, the Geoffrey Chaucer, launching. So it's just River Cruises on the up. It's all good news for us.
Well, first of all, on tonight's show, we've got some amazing deals, some exclusive offers. You're 5-star, right? Is your whole fleet 5-star?
Yes, so
now?
for 2020, the whole fleet is 5-star on Europeans waterways. So we did have 1 4-star, but we've just retired that. So all 5-star, and all the ships have been built since 2013.
Wow,
so we believe
all new,
we believe it's the most modern fleet on Europe's waterways. So
and I gather very British predominantly. Yeah,
it is. So 90% of our customers are Brits. The great thing about Riviera is it's all English on board as well. So with a lot of cruise lines, you can get your French announcement, your German announcement, and then it's sort of the Brits last. Well, with us, it's English is the only language on board, and we try and keep those British staples on there as well. So we'll talk about it later, but even on the food, we still serve Marmite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's little sachets of Marmite for breakfast, tea and coffee in every stateroom.
Those little touches.
All those little bits, yeah, exactly.
Well, things like tea and coffee in the rooms, do we get that?
Exactly, tea and coffee in every room, we even fly the tea over from the UK, so it's, what you'd expect, your PG tips and that sort of thing, your Twinings. So, we know Brits like that sort of thing at the end of the day. How often is it that you go on cruise ships and there's no facilities to make tea or coffee, and you've got to scuttle to the bottom of the corridor in your dressing gown, haven't you?
A lot of American cruise lines have that, but as I said, that's what the Brits love. As long as they can have a cup of tea in the morning, everything's good in the world, so that's fine.
Well, we've got amazing deals, and some great deals for single passengers.
Yes, we've got some fantastic offers for solo travellers as well.
Great. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to start off with our first River Cruise fair, and this is a great little taster one, Glenn, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think, as I said, what we do find is a lot of people that have river cruised have obviously ocean cruised a number of times before, and I think people want that transition to go on different ships. So this is a really, really good one. This is a slightly shorter cruise, and this is going around the all-time time, so a nice time of year to go away.
Yeah. And it's going to be really festive, this one. So let's just give you a little teaser, and we'll talk you through. So the lead date is the 13th of December, no single supplement. So presumably Henry Bronte will be beautifully decorated.
Yes, it'll be all decorated. You'll have the Christmas tree there. One of the great things about the Yuletide market cruises, you've got your glühwein to drink when you're sailing as well. So,
nice.
You've got the Stollen cake on board. There's some real nice Christmas touches in there for the
thing is, the Christmas markets in the UK now are getting so popular, and then to travel out and go to maybe one, if you're doing a couple of days break, it's great. But doing a river cruise, you're going to stop and start, see a couple of different types, and they're all different, aren't they? Even though they're similar, they're different.
Exactly. When you're going on these Christmas markets, you can buy those nice toys to bring back and those presents for people. How often is it now you get those plastic little things that are £5, whereas when you go there, you can get some proper wooden German toys and bring them back, and some great stuff.
And it is real Christmassy. You do feel that.
Exactly.
Again, or I always say being away. If in the UK that's fine, but being away as well gives you that sense of a little bit.
Now I know you're very prone to colds and coughs. You're quite delicate. Do you get things like blankets and things?
Yeah. So when you're on the sun deck, when you're sailing through the Rhine Gorge, for example, there's a blanket to keep yourself nice and warm. You've got that warm glühwein to keep you warm as well. So it's absolutely fantastic as you're sailing along. Yeah. And
so the cabins sit there with me crocheting, I'll be well away. Do you think we're getting old before our time?
Well, yes, you are. Anyway, let's show you some of the great places you're going to be visiting on this one. I will admit it has been selling really quickly. We've had some sellouts already before the show. But the Riverview starts at an amazing price of $579 with no single supplement as well. So just talk us through the itinerary then, guys.
So this one, we're going to travel over by Eurostar down to Cologne.
Yeah, so you can get Eurostar over on the itinerary. So, when you go into Paris, then we go from Gare du Nord to Gare de Lyon and take them on from there. The great thing about our Eurostar is you get met with a tour transfer guide as well. Right. So when you're swapping trains as well, you aren't just left there on your own to go find your own train as well.
Some of our clients find a little bit more intimidating.
Exactly, so you've got that transfer guide.
And it's all included?
All included in the price as well, so all your flights, all your Eurostar is included in the price. There's no extras for that.
So what we're going to do, we're going to travel from the Eurostar down to Cologne, and then from there, that's where you're going to pick up the ship. And that's where, as I said, some of you have never been on the river cruise ships before. I think it's about
169 passengers is absolute maximum. So, compared to some of these ocean lines, which are, 5, 6, 7,000 passengers now, it's much more intimate, so much more personal.
A lot easier to get around.
Exactly, exactly. And as I said, you're going to have that festive feel. Then from there, you're going to sail through the Rhine Gorge in the morning, and from there, there in the afternoon, you're going to go down to Rudesheim. Now, Rudesheim is beautiful, isn't it? Stunning
It's
place.
absolutely stunning. You know, it's very medieval, really quintessentially German. And you know, the only thing I'd say about these German Christmas markets is they all claim to be the oldest in Germany. So you got to take that with a bit of pinch of salt. But there's some absolutely fantastic stalls there as you're wandering around. You can have a drink. All these cruises are set up so you can spend the whole evening just wandering around and exploring.
But they've got the Rudesheim coffee as well, so that's got the shot of brandy in it, so that always gets you nice and warm when you're in those conditions. Then from there, we're going to go down into Koblenz. Now, again, you're going to have a guided tour in Koblenz in the afternoon before an evening at leisure, so you can go and do your own thing there. And here you can try Koblenz's famous Stollen, which is the delicious bread they have there made with dried fruits, nuts and marzipan.
We also do a Stollen making session on board as well, so the customers can experience making Stollen themselves.
Right.
And obviously, you know, they can then taste it and have some of the chefs that cook for them.
And I think that evening as well, they've got the captain's dinner as well, which is quite a nice formal affair.
Captain's dinner is really nice. You know, we always say with our customers, you dress up or down as much as you want. You know, you don't have to take a tuxedo on board. No. You can just go smart casual if you want to, but it gives those customers who want to dress up a bit of an opportunity to do that.
And then from there, we're going to move on to Bonn, and in the morning, you're going to get a chance to visit Beethoven's house, which, of course, where the composer was born.
You do, and the other great thing about Bonn as well is the town hall. They use the windows on the town hall as like an advent calendar, so they open it up and they've all got different lights on them, so that's something really special.
Wow.
And that'll be a great place to take your photo and stick that on Facebook to make all your friends jealous on there.
and then down in Cologne as well, when you're there, as you finish in Cologne, you've got 7 Yuletide markets, so you've got a choice there to go and experience the different markets, and that's why it's so special. Real good atmosphere.
Cologne is a fantastic little city as well. You know, you've got the cathedral there, which is absolutely stunning, and it really takes centre of attention when you're moored up and you see that double-spired cathedral right ahead of you as well, and it's got some great history about it as well.
And then disembarking, you got your rail back.
Rail back as well.
Rail back, yeah. I mean, I think with the rail option, it gives those customers that don't want to fly something a little bit different. You know, not everyone always wants to catch a flight over there, and the rail as well gives you a bit of a chance to see some scenery as well. It's, you know, on a flight.
Nice way of doing it.
Exactly. No, we're just giving you a little taste. Obviously, throughout the show, we're going to talk more about the accommodation. With, of course, Riviera Travel, we're going to talk about things like the food, drinks that could be available. So we are going to cover everything, but that just gives you a little taste of beautiful ships, all 5-star. And this is what's included. So it's selling really quickly, this one. Now, every single one of you will get a bottle of champagne if you book this particular river cruise. There is no single supplement. And, of course, forgot to mention, but excursions are included as well. So, again, work out amazing value there. You can have drinks with meals package. That starts at just £69 per person. You've got return rail journey from St Pancras and a deposit tonight from just £1 per person. Now, I did mention this has been selling really quickly, even before the show. We have had a couple of sellouts on the review. And if you are a solo passenger, I think, Tom said there's about 6 cabins available on each river cruise, is that right?
Yeah, on every sailing we've got 6 cabins available and no single supplement. You know, I think often solo travellers get stung with that double price, and this is a great way to try and make it fair and let them experience the same great product.
But you do have to be quick to book those, don't you?
You do have to be very quick, because, you know, as you've seen, you know, these ships are 169 passengers. You know, they do sell out quickly, so as you can see, people are already booking Christmases for next year.
So do give us a call tonight if you possibly can. Obviously, different phone numbers every Planet Cruise, 0808 250 2662. And we will talk about the different accommodations, so the Riverview, the French balcony, deluxe suite, a little bit later on. Now we've got, so it's been like musical chairs tonight. We've got loads of great guests. And Michael is with us next. Nice to see you, matey.
Nice to meet you.
Great to hear on the stuff. Now, you're one of the River Cruise specialists with Planet Cruise.
Yes, so I work for Planet Cruise along with Glenn. Yeah, I'm one of the River Cruise specialists.
Well, you know more about river cruises than even Glenn, don't you?
It's not hard, but yeah, I do indeed.
But the great thing is the itinerary on this next river cruise, you two did together, is that right?
We did this back in 2017, I believe.
Feels like last week,
it does
October
feel
2017.
Like yes.
But I gather you had a great time.
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few stories that probably aren't airable, but yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, it's not 9 o'clock yet. So,
no, not quite yet, no.
But you are going to talk to the ports and, you know.
We definitely
of course, yeah. It's just an absolutely stunning cruise. I know. I mean, you've done almost every river.
Yeah, it's one of those cruises that's really popular for, you know, especially if you're coming new to river cruising, you're not really sure what you want. Do you want scenery? Do you want great cities? This has got a nice mix of the two of them.
Yeah. And it's on board the MS George Elliot, isn't it?
It is one of the new ships. So that was launched just this year. It's a little bit it's a mix of the two types of ships we've got, actually. It's sort of one of the shortest ships, so it can get right into the heart of all these ports. The cabins are a little bit bigger, so nice for the customers.
Well, let's just have a little look and a taster of what you're going to experience. So what were the highlights for you then, Michael?
For me, the highlights, absolutely. You start off in Lucerne and the Bernese Oberland. This is Strasbourg, you can see there, vineyards. It's absolutely stunning. If you like wine, but maybe you've done the Douro, you've done Rhone, the Rhine has got some kind of lesser-known, the Rieslings, Gewürztraminer.
Sounds good.
Yeah, a nice little spicy Alsace wine there. It's just got some unbelievable history. I mean, you've mentioned German cities already. It's got some of those Koblenz, Rudolph. It goes all the way into the Alps as well. It's just an incredible cruise.
I think that's the real difference with ours. You know, a lot of companies out there sail Amsterdam to Basel, whereas we do Cologne into Basel. Because that stretch from Amsterdam to Cologne is just
very industrial.
Factories and warehouses.
Yeah.
And most people, when you get to Basel, you get off the ship and you disappear. Whereas we actually, when we get to Basel, we take the customers to Lucerne, and then we do the Bernese Oberland. As Michael said, that is the absolute stunning highlight of the whole thing. You do the Bernese Oberland, you know, you go up right into the mountains. You've got the Jungfrau, you've got the Eiger, and you've got the one I can never remember.
The Munch.
The Munch right in front of you.
Monk over
It's absolutely stunning scenery. You can see for miles around you, and to me, that is the absolute highlight of the whole trip, and you can't beat that.
I mean, we went in October, around about the same date, actually, the lead date is tonight, and you would think maybe it'd be a bit colder. It was incredible. The visibility when you go up into the Alps, absolutely stunning. You can see them all perfectly. No coat needed.
Michael was the smuggest man on board. He didn't bring a coat. Everyone said it's October, bring a coat. He didn't, and then it was 25 degrees from start to finish.
Really?
So,
yeah, I'm the winner there.
He was the smuggest man alive.
In October.
I've got to say already, I've never done a river cruise, but I'm really tempted. I think I've just reached a certain point in my cruising where I've done all the big ships, I still love them, but I would love to try a river cruise.
It's like 7 city breaks in one holiday. You just get right into those cities.
And just seeing that constant moving
incredible.
and changing scenery.
Exactly.
It is.
I suppose just being able to just get on and off and, you know, no queues and things like that.
It is, that's the thing, you know, when you've got 169 passengers, you know, on an ocean cruise, you've got to queue up, what's that, an hour and a half, get a tender, then you take the tender on, and you've got to be back straight at the dot at 4 o'clock. You know, with river cruising, all it is we've got sort of, you know, your hotel key card, you tap like your contactless payment to get off the ship, so it knows you're off the ship, and you straight walk down the gangplank right into the heart of town, which is absolutely amazing. You know, the great thing I would say about river cruising is, if you did miss your port on the way back, it's only a quick taxi on to the next town. You haven't got a flight like you have with an ocean cruise.
That's very true, yeah.
If you're one of those really time
I've cut it a bit close. Anyway, I know you're going to talk us through together these amazing places.
Exactly.
Yeah. So where do we begin then, guys?
So you start off with a flight or Eurostar. We've got that Eurostar available on the
Eurostar
site as well.
Available on this one.
So it's got options, and that takes you into Basel.
It does. Basel's a very nice city. It's, you know, very historical. It's very well known for its watchmaking and that sort of thing. We take you out and do some excursions from Basel, which are absolutely lovely.
Yeah, so your first full day cruising, that's, like we said, into Lucerne, an absolutely beautiful Swiss city. It's got a wooden walkway across a crystal blue lake. Exactly, it's absolutely stunning. And that will get you then up in the afternoon into the Bernese Oberland, like we were talking about. You get to see those mountains, you get to see that kind of quaint Swiss way of living.
I think that's what everyone thinks of when they think of Switzerland, isn't it? You think of mountains, you think of crystal blue water on the lakes, and you actually get to see that on our river cruise, which a lot of companies don't always
But I always think of really fresh air. Is that true? You know,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really fresh. It's not like, you know, sometimes when you go down to London for 3-4 days and you sort of think, you know, need the fresh air over there. It's crystal clear the whole way.
Feeling really well in Switzerland.
Exactly.
So moving on then, you're into Breisach in the morning of day 3, and that's just a quaint little town. There's a lovely cathedral there, St Stephen's Cathedral. We actually took a nice little walk of Breisach, didn't we?
We did. We took a nice little walk. We found some crazy golf as well, so it's a bit more free time on that one. It lets the customers just explore at their own leisure as well. The other great thing as well is we have bikes on board for free of use with the customers. Yeah, so we've got a number of bikes on board. So in this free time, like on here, you can just, you know, you don't have to rent it or anything like that. You just say to the crew, I'd like to borrow one of the bikes. It's waiting on the side of the river for you, and away you can go. We had some of our customers cycled up to the church, which seemed a bit more energetic than we were feeling that day.
We were much more leisurely.
We were much more leisurely.
The afternoon then, this is again, I've used this. It's just stunning. You're going into the Black Forest. This is your typical kind of Bavarian fairy tale. It's, you know, pine trees, valleys. cascading waterfalls,
And is this
hillsides.
Strasbourg? Sorry.
Oh no, sorry, this
Black
is
Forest.
into Black Forest.
Black
so this
Forest,
is
sorry.
an
So
excursion. This takes you into Lake Titisee.
Oh, right, sorry, I'm with you.
Yeah,
But I
so-
think the great thing about the drive to Lake Titisee as well is the drive's a couple of hours to get there, but it's beautiful scenery the whole way. You know, sometimes when you go on a coach, we don't just get on like the equivalent of the M1 and drive straight there. We're going down the country road, so you get to see all that beautiful Black Forest as you're sailing.
And then when you get there, have a nice little Black Forest gatto, watch the lake, it's lovely. The next day you're into
Strasbourg,
Then it's
isn't it?
Strasbourg.
Then it's Strasbourg.
There's so many
so-
ports you kind of just...
I know, exactly. It's another great medieval city. You know, you get a walking tour there, so you get to see all the sites. Then you give a bit of free time so the customers they can go explore at their own leisure as well later on.
And then moving on into Speyer, again, one of the oldest cities in Germany, another cathedral. If you like your history, your cathedrals, castles, this is the itinerary for you. There's one round every corner.
Exactly. You know, as you're sailing, that's the great thing about the Rhine Gorge. You know, you're sailing along at daytime. You've got that beautiful scenery. Why not sit on the sun deck, enjoy a drink, or just read your book? And you're watching as castle after castle comes into view. And the great thing is you've got the tour managers there as well, giving a bit of knowledge about the castles as you're sailing as well. So you get to hear about the history as you're going along.
I think it looks amazing so far.
And then moving on there, you're into Rudolph. Again, enjoy a coffee. You've got a leisure time there, so you can go have a cable car ride over the Rhine, not over the Rhine Gorge, that would be terrifying. You get views of the Rhine Gorge. Again, I mean, we've sailed it.
It's
you
absolutely
just want to sit
beautiful.
on that top deck, don't you?
It really is. That sun deck is really underrated
There's
on
a
river
jacuzzi.
cruising. It's a great place to sit. You know, there's a little bit of mini golf on there, and then from there we're just sailing back on into
Back into Cologne for the-
back into Koblenz. You know, same as the Christmas markets. You know, somewhere really medieval, typical Germany. You know, really nice to relax and enjoy. And then you're going on into Cologne on the way
Cologne on the last
back,
day.
which again, like I said before, Cologne is one of those great little cities. It's quite small, so when you've got free time, just take a wander. You'll find some fantastic little bars and restaurants in your free time.
There's an overnight on there as well, so you do get to enjoy the city at night as well. If you wanted to go out after dinner, kind of explore that city, you're overnight on board, you can come back whatever time you want.
Well, I can tell you guys had a great time. Let's just remind you what's included on this one. Again, we've got some exclusives. So everyone that books will get a bottle of champagne. No single supplement on selected departure dates. Riviera Travel really good with our solo passengers. Excursions, they are included, of course, and that's on all your cruises,
All the
isn't it?
excursion included, yeah.
And you only need to find £1 per person deposit tonight. Deposit starts at just £1 per person. And you can also add on drinks with meals packages. We'll explain those a little bit later on, from just £109 per person. We've got return flights from London, plus all regional transfers. And ships differ just depending on departure date as well. Price-wise, amazing deals tonight. I want to just say goodbye to Michael just before he goes and just ask him a little bit about the different cabins. We've got Riverview, French Balcony, Deluxe Suites and Singles, but we've already had some sellouts on that one as well. But the lead price there starting at just $1,299. Mike, we're actually nearly out of time.
Yes.
Because thank you so much.
A whistle top tour, yeah, you get Glenn now, so we'll call it. No, not an upgrade. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, and like I say, we've got 4 great deals coming up as well.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
No worries at all. Thank you very much.
See you soon on the show. But we've got an amazing solo deal as well. Have a little look at this. I featured this earlier, actually. I always do a little preview now on my early shows, but this is a 7-night on MS Thomas Hardy. And for solo travellers, we've got an amazing deal tonight, $1,399. And you talk about, you've got some brilliant ports as you can see, including Budapest, Vienna, Salzburg there. No supplement whatsoever, so that's the price for solo passengers. Deposit again just £1 per person, and excursions included at every port. And return flights based on London. We can always look for regional flights as well, so don't forget that with Planet Cruise. But they didn't stay off the sofa for long, did you?
It didn't matter because the guy behind us is cooking burgers at the moment, so I've been sitting with him for the last 10 minutes for the next thing. I've had 2 burgers at kebab, I'm quite happy. Anyone else want to come when I'm off?
Well, it is dinner time, I suppose.
They always say feed a cold, don't they, Glenn?
Exactly,
Feed a cold.
Exactly.
Now we've got another great deal coming up next on the William Shakespeare, haven't we?
It is another great ship. You know, the one thing I would like to stress, though, is all the ships are fantastic. You know, I think with
All
river
5-star.
with river cruising, it's really about the destination, and the ship is sort of just your lovely floating hotel.
And you don't have an older, mature ship in your fleet, do you?
No, we decor them all slightly differently, so it's not like a cookie cutter and you've not gone, you've not done one, you've done all of them. The other great thing about the ships, as you've noticed, they're all named after British authors as well. So
Yes.
William Shakespeare, the Lord Byron, so you get that.
What's the oldest ship you got? Is it, you say 2013?
Lord Byron 2013 is the oldest ship we've got sailing for 2020.
Still a
so
new ship
it's
then, yeah.
really, really
Not
new
bad
ship.
when you look at some of the ocean cruises that are 30, 40 years old, so it is nice.
No, that's it. And like I say, with the 169 passengers on, it doesn't have the wear and tear that
No,
these 6,000 passenger ships have.
And you are market leaders.
We are the market leaders in the UK. There is a reason that people travel with us over and over again. That's the one thing we're really proud of, is our repeat business. Once customers come on board, they see the quality, they see the great levels of service, the fantastic excursions, but all at a very competitive price.
I just want to check with you as well. We did say it's a British cruise line, obviously, but it is euros on board, isn't it?
It's euros on board, but with river cruising, there's only a few drinks to pay for. There's not a lot of stuff to pay for on board.
No.
We just saw a glimpse of a few drinks, though. So what would, say, a beer cost or a glass of wine?
So a large beer or a large glass of wine, you're talking €4 to €5,
Is that all?
which is nothing, compared to, because with river cruising, it's about going off and exploring. It's not about sitting on the ship, It's like we said before, it's like doing lots of city breaks. So you would never go and book to go to Budapest and sit in the hotel bar for 3 days, would you?
No.
You go off and explore. So we don't sort of garage the customer in that sort of sense because, you can walk off the gangplank in 2 minutes, you're in a bar.
Yeah.
So it's very, very competitive.
And we
on
should
board.
say, you mentioned earlier when we were talking before the show that if you were a lovely place and you found a wonderful bottle of wine or a port or whatever, you can actually bring that on board and drink it in your stateroom.
Yeah, that's one of the different things to ocean cruising. Ocean often frisk you down, don't you, as you're getting on board and take it off.
Glenn's been stopped many times.
I can imagine.
The amount of shampoo bottles I've brought back on.
Whereas with ourselves, if you've been to one of these lovely vineyards or something when you've been exploring and you want to bring a bottle of wine on board,
that's what you
exactly,
want to do.
bring it into your cabin, have a drink in your cabin before you go for dinner, or if you want to drink it in the restaurant, you can. It's just a small corkage for you to pay with it. So it's like that. Like, obviously, I'm not advocating you roll barrels of wine down the gangplank straight away, but
if you can get them on,
if you want to bring a few bottles on, why not?
And you do obviously offer drinks with meals packages as well.
We do as well. We do have drinks with meals packages.
Yeah. Anyway, we better crack on, guys. I know, we've got loads to get through. So, where are we going to first then on this one?
We'll go all over the
over
place.
to you.
Yeah. So this one we're obviously going to do another Eurostar. So again, I think we can do flights on this one as well.
We do flights on Eurostar, yes. It gives the customers the option.
And just what I wanted to quickly say with the packages that we have, the Riviera River Cruise site for us to book as agents is the best out there.
Yeah, you tell me this.
What happens is if you want to go on this particular cruise, you want to go on a certain date, and you want to fly from say Manchester. Yeah. On their site, it will bring up that cruise with Manchester flights. Now, if the cruise isn't available maybe on the 16th of August, it may be going out on the 18th of August with a different ship. Yeah. So we can do that for you. Same with single supplements. If, for example, the single supplement you're looking at is a certain date, that's sold out because there's only a certain amount of cabins, then we can look at another date. Great. So it's a really, really good way of working. And as I said, the guys are ready to go tonight in the office.
And I know we are going to be so busy tonight. So this one... we're taking the rail, as we said.
So this one we're going to go down into Lyon, and then from there we're going to have a guided tour of Lyon. It's one of France's most fascinating cities, great architecture there as well. And again, for the food and the cuisine is second to none. This is where Nouvelle cuisine was created. And again, if you want to try the snails and the frog's legs and whatever else you want to do, I love it. Do you not like it?
I've tried it. No, it wasn't like...
Okay.
No.
He's peasant. And then again, after lunch, we're going to cruise upstream, and this is right up our alleyway. You're going to go to the Vinclad slopes. You're going to try some of the wines, the Beaujolais the wines that you can try there. And I think we'd be in paradise in this part of the world. You can try a few drinks there. And again, this is one of the wine-producing regions that you can experience. From there, we're going to go down into Chalon. Now, I know some of my pronunciations are going to be wrong. I'm blaming it on the cold. And from here, this is the getaway into Burgundy. And again, beautiful small villages as you wander around with your guides. We then go on from there into Boyen, which is in the Burgundy's wine capital. And I guess here you can try and visit some of the wineries themselves. And as I said, if you've not done winery tours before, they're really interesting. If you don't fancy that, you can go into some of the old style buildings, the wooden style buildings. And again, the guides will bring everything to life on there for you as well. Then from there we're going to have an overnight on the ship, and we're going to then continue downstream, and we're going to Vienna, which is a small Celtic settlement and a Roman stronghold, and then down into Turon. And as we just meander along the river, you've got a number of different stops there to go. Now after lunch we're also going to go into the Ardèche Gorge, and again, you've got beautiful opportunity to see the stunning waters. As you go along, you've got moving scenery throughout the whole of this destination, and as I said, the guides will bring this to life on some of the tours that we have. From there, we move down into Arles, still in the French area, and this is also a World Heritage Site, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and again from there you can try and go and see some of the old ruins. They've got 2,000-year-old Roman structures, and of course also some of the wineries as you continue down through Arles. But again, if you're into history and culture, this is a really, really nice place. And then on the final day, down into Avignon, and again, incredible architecture, monuments. You've also got the Pope's Palace, which is one of the spectacular sites.
You have. I think one of the things you touched on, there's a lot more history on this tour than people sort of give it credit. You know, you go to Vienna, and like Julius Caesar had a stronghold there, and in Arles, you know, that's where Vincent van Gogh painted sunflowers. So there's a little bit of something for everybody on this cruise, and like we said at the start of it, again, if you like your wine, and it's another stunning one for wine. So this cruise has got a bit of something for everybody.
Yeah, it has. And as I said, I think because there's small groups going out as well, you get to learn. And of course, the tours that they have as well will cater for the needs of the guests.
Exactly. You know, all the excursions, you know, we base the walking pace on the tours depending on the customer. So there'll always be a slower walking group if you want to spend a little bit more time walking back, relaxing. You know, we've got those headsets as well. So when you are taking a wander into town and you're following the tour manager, you can hear all that commentary, and you can still stand back 100 yards and take your photos. You know, often when it's a group tour, it's to follow the clipboard.
I used to do it 40, 50 people on a coach around Rhone, and it's never easy.
And then it's follow the clipboard, isn't it? And you're all huddled around, and you either can't hear or you're crushed. So,
well, let's just remind you what's included in the song. My choice, I like them all. I fancy all of these. But again, you've got an exclusive there, a bottle of champagne with every single booking tonight. No single supplement for all 2020 dates there. Excursions, I mean, these are included with Riviera Travel. I think it's fantastic. You've got that rail journey from St Pancras, and we mentioned those drinks and meals packages. They start from just £109 per person for the week there. And if you are going on other dates, the itinerary operates in reverse on selected dates as well. Price-wise, again, we've got Riverview prices, we've got French balconies, we've got deluxe suites. We'll talk about these in a second. And brilliant single prices. I will warn you, the singles will go very quickly tonight, so if you've got your eye on those, there's only ever about 6 per sailing, so do give us a call for those as soon as possible.
What we can do with those, if the singles do go on, they say the 19th of May,
you can look
then we can have a look for another date for you. And again, if you're a little bit flexible, we can do that for you, no problems.
But I told you it's like musical chairs. We've got Paul with us. Nice to see you, Paul.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Now, Paul, you're going to talk through, and Paul's from Riviera Travel, by the way.
Yeah.
You're going to talk through the most popular itinerary that you do.
Yeah,
next.
absolutely. Yeah, the Blue Danube. It's a great one for new cruisers. We featured it before with Planet Cruise on these events.
And it was a top seller, wasn't
Absolutely,
it? Absolutely,
always sells out. Yeah, our customers love it. Planet Cruise customers love it as well.
And we're also going to talk about the different staterooms, aren't we?
Yeah,
well?
absolutely. It's one of those things. I think there's still a lot of ocean people don't really know what the cabins are like as well. So it's really simple on river cruising. You can't get lost. There's only 3 decks.
Well, we're just having a little look to give you an idea of what life is like on board. So these are the cabins, aren't they?
Yeah, so like I said, they're beautifully appointed, as Tom's mentioned as well. So like I said, they are all 5-star ships. So like I said, there's only 3 decks. There's no inside cabins.
No inside at all, no.
So everyone's got a view. So the lower deck will have a fixed window. But you know, you're still talking sort of 16 square metres. So like in old money, that's 172 feet. For those.
That's big, isn't
it?
Yeah,
for a standard leading category. And then when you look on like the middle deck, we've got French balconies, so you can slide the window open while you're cruising down as well. And they start from sort of 17 square metres as well.
What's that in feet?
Oh, that's 183.
Yeah,
183. And then it moves up to the deluxe balcony, which you can just see here.
So
as
how
well.
big would this be then?
That's actually 25 square metres. That's 269 square feet.
It's really
What's
Yeah.
nice about it? Imagine sitting there, sitting in bed, pulling back the curtain, and then just be careful when you pull back the curtains to the level you are, because if there's people out on the,
Absolutely, yeah.
you don't want to go down
Make sure you've got your dressing gown on.
Exactly,
before you
yeah.
open
But,
the
imagine,
curtain.
even if you're sitting there in the evening, you've been out all day, you know, someone's having a shower, you're getting changed, sitting in bed, just watching the sort of the destinations go past. It's continually moving scenery, isn't it?
Absolutely, no days at sea. Yeah, there's always a view wherever you sail.
The ships are truly beautiful, aren't they?
They are, yeah, as Tom said, they're a modern fleet, beautiful 5-star, well appointed as well.
I can see why you're the market leaders.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, Pay attention to this one because it's the top itinerary. It's, you know, this I was asking Polly. I said I'm thinking about doing my first river cruise, and this for a lot of ocean cruisers like myself. This is the first river cruise that we do, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think it's so iconic as well.
Yeah.
You know, firstly on the Danube, everyone's heard of the Danube as well. And with the Blue Danube cruise, you actually go to, well, amongst the highlights, you do 3 different countries, three different capital cities, as well as other sort of towns that people may not have heard about as well.
So it is a fantastic one. It will probably be the top seller tonight, and it will go very quickly. So let's talk you through then.
Yeah. So with this one, you actually start and finish in Budapest.
Wonderful.
Yeah, great city. And the good thing is when you join the ship, we normally do an afternoon tea. But as Tom said, because you're right in the heart of where you want to be, the ship actually doesn't depart until the early hours of the morning as well. So obviously you've got dinner on board, but you can pop into town.
Where we do. And you're just there, aren't you? You're just nearby.
Yeah. When I was last there, we were just 1 block away from cafes, bars as well. So you want to go out after dinner and sample a local drink as well, you're welcome to do that.
Because there are some great bars, been a few some great bars.
Yeah.
Lovely atmosphere actually as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then where's next then?
So we set out and you wake up in Estegon, which is one of these things that I'm sure a lot of people have never heard of as well. And that's where we've got the balance with river cruising. We go to these big capital cities, but we also go to places that people might not have heard about. So it's actually one of Hungary's oldest towns. And it can date back through medieval times. It was actually a royal capital, so it's really easy to walk around. Yeah, breaks you into the cruise really gently as you sort of have a wander around.
That's lovely. Actually,
yeah, like I said, and it's those sort of things that once again people have never really heard of. So it's another place to knock off your list. And then on from there, we actually cruise into Bratislava. So this is your second capital city within a few days. So it's obviously the capital city of Slovakia. Actually, Slovakia was an independent country from Czechoslovakia in 1993. Now, to me, it just seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
It all split up as well. So whether I'm just getting old now, but it's 1993. But it's a really interesting city. Yeah, it's you've got that history, but it's also quite contemporary, quite modern as well. It's a really developing city as well. So
I just feel a bit down. My producer Jesse just said that's when I was born, 1993.
Scary, that, isn't it?
That does make me feel old, but beautiful place.
Yeah, like I said, it's a hugely popular city as well. And then we move on to we'll do 2 places in one day. So we start the following day in Dürnstein. And that's probably most iconic for 2 things. You've got the main abbey with its ice blue tower. We can see that as well. So it really stands out. Yeah, with the right colour and the daylight, it really does stand out. And then the ruined castle. Richard the Lionheart was imprisoned there. So we've got lots of history involved with our tours as well. So, as you can see, we're only metres away from the banks when we sail along and when we dock as well. So
this is why they're so good, these river cruises, because you go to ocean cruise, you've got to get on buses and in worst case scenario shuttle buses. Here you're there, you're right there.
And in the afternoon we move on to Melk. So Melk, the most famous part is the Melk Abbey. It's a stunning abbey on the hilltop as well. It's a beautiful sort of honey-coloured abbey. We do a tour, and once again all of our excursions are included in that price. And one of the highlights of the abbey, you've got it's called the Emperor's Gallery, and it's 214 feet long, loads of sort of portraits and paintings as well. So like I said, but also the abbey, it overlooks the town, overlooks the Danube as well, so you're going to get some beautiful scenic shoots there.
This is amazing so far, isn't it?
Yeah. And we then reach the halfway point.
So
we reach the town of Linz. So this is the turnaround point, and here we actually offer our customers 2 options. So you can either stay in Linz and do a town there, or we actually take a coach down to Salzburg as well. So you have the choice. You don't have to make the decision now. You can make it on board when you're there as well. And then the next stop,
is it Vienna?
Vienna, yeah. So this is for most people actually the highlight for people. Yeah, it's absolutely iconic city. Beautiful. Castle. You've got the St Stephen's Cathedral with its multicoloured roof. You've got the Gothic Tower. You've got the Ferris wheel that everybody's seen and is so iconic. It's even been on a Bond film as well. So Vienna, like I said, it really does pinpoint. And obviously very famous for its music, Austria, and after dinner we actually have a string quartet on board as well.
Yeah, you were telling me that earlier, so
Yeah.
what a perfect day that
Different,
is.
isn't it? Very
Yeah,
different
so
from
you can't not go to Vienna and hear some music as well.
And then back to Budapest, and you're there overnight on board, aren't you? As
Yeah,
well,
so we do a city tour, so obviously it's 2 cities in one, Buda
Course.
and Pest as well, and it's just a great end for the cruise.
Wow, okay, yeah, that's my favourite. I know I shouldn't have favourites. That is my favourite so far.
They're all your favourites, Sean.
No, that really is. Fabulous. So, again, an exclusive bottle of champagne. No single supplement on all 2020 dates. Excursions are all included. Again, a deposit from only £1 per person tonight. The drinks package starts at just £109, and we've got return flights from London, but regional flights are available for supplement as well. That was amazing, got to say. And price-wise, look at these. And we saw the different cabins there. There's no such thing as the inside. So we've got river views. We've got the French balconies, which were gorgeous. The suites, they looked amazing, if you can stretch to one of those. And they started just over £2,000 there as well. And no single supplement on selected dates as well. Paul, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I'll book one of those. That's great, seriously.
Thank you.
Really good. But before we leave you, you've got an amazing following with Riviera. So many happy and dedicated customers. And we're going to hear from one now, I believe, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Yeah, so this gives you a little insight into why customers cruise with Riviera Travel again and again.
I had wanted to do a river cruise for quite a long time and chosen carefully, and I have enjoyed every minute of the cruise. I cannot really fault it in any way. The staff have been absolutely wonderful and we've been treated so well. I've loved every aspect of it. It is a more leisurely holiday and the pace has been excellent. Sometime on the ship, sometime on the excursions, and not too exhausting. It's as exhausting or as you want it to be, really. I've just looked forward to the meal times. Probably more than I should have done, but if one wishes, you can always diet when you get back home, so that's not a problem. Live now. I would definitely want to book another cruise, and in fact we have been thinking about booking one when we get back so that we can have a similar cabin, but we would definitely choose Riviera again.
Oh, so many happy customers. Well, Tom's back, well, you know.
I'm back. You couldn't get rid of me for long.
So we've kept the seat warm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, an amazing following, and I know you've won many awards as well, haven't you?
Yeah, you know, we've been Which recommended for river cruising for this year, for last year. We were Which Travel Brand of the Year the other year as well. So we win a lot of accolades, and all voted for by our travelling customers, not just, you know, a company that you paid a lot of advertising with, so it's actually independent.
It always, you know, it's so annoying sometimes people try the first river cruise and they go with a company that's not as reputable and they don't enjoy the experience. You know, this is you're very safe, great reputation.
Yeah. I mean, we've got 34 years of history behind us. You know, we are also the market leader in overseas escorted touring as well from the UK. So we put all that history and all that knowledge into it and just feed it into river cruising.
Well, our next deal is on the screen right now, and again, amazing prices, but let's give you a little taster. So, another great itinerary, this one, isn't it?
It is another very popular itinerary. Just a couple of things about the Douro that make it really special is you can only sail during the daytime, you can't sail at night on the Douro.
Yes, of course.
So it's absolutely fantastic for scenery. If you want to sit on the sun deck, have a glass of rosé, read a book, you know, do what you want to do,
and
this one is the river cruise for you.
Yeah,
I mean, the Douro is certainly the in vogue river in terms of it's the one people
seems to be the one that everyone's going for. And these ships are built, aren't they, just for this river?
They're built specifically for the Douro because it's a lot narrower, the river. It's much more difficult to navigate. So the ships are a lot smaller. They limit the number of passenger ships on there as well. So we've got 2 ships, which makes us, you know, a little bit different, because a lot of companies have only got 1 out there, so we've got more availability.
And how many passengers approximately?
Oh, we're talking about 120 on board these ones. Yeah, it's a lot smaller. You know, it's a lot more intimate.
And during that Douro, again, it's a lot more. The cities are there, aren't you? With the hills, and I say I've been to Porto and around that part of the world. It's beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning. Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world.
Well, yeah, I'm dying to hear about this one actually. So we're flying over to Porto, of course, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to fly over to Porto on this one, and again, you'll get the chance to explore Porto. Again, you've got the medieval quarter. You've also got the beautiful chance to try the Porto wines if you want to as well. And as I said, the only thing I would say with Porto, good walking shoes there. It's quite hilly in that part of the world, so make sure you've got good walking shoes. In the afternoon, you're going to go to Castello Rodrigo, which is the 12th century walled village. But again, all the way as you head along the Douro, you've got continual beautiful views, culture and history. We'll then go down into historic Salamanca, which is the UNESCO World Heritage Site.
We do. The great thing about Salamanca is, you know, it's a day trip on the coach out there, because you can't actually sail out there. But we have a flamenco show at a hotel where you have lunch as well, so you get a little bit more culture in there. But the great thing about that hotel is it gives you a base as well. So if you want to leave your bag somewhere safe whilst you go off and having a bit of a wander in the afternoon before you come back, it gives you that little bit extra. And like I say, you get that lunch in the hotel in Salamanca as well, so you're not missing out.
Then from there, we're going to move down into the small town of Paseo de Riga. These are all going to be said now.
You've got cold
and this is going to be in the grounds of the Mateus Palace. So again, if you like your Mateus wines, you've got a chance to do that. Of course, you've got the vineyards there as well. And again, in the evening, you've got the short drive to the Quinta da Pacha for dinner.
You do. So we have dinner off the ship, so it's a little bit different to some of the other cruises. You get to do some wine tasting when you're there as well. You know, they're constantly filling up your glass, especially with rosés, their speciality there. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, the food's amazing on board. And
it's always good to immerse yourself in the culture, isn't it?
It is, but again, you know, this is another great example of where you can bring a couple of bottles on board and enjoy them.
As I said, you buy stuff in the place, you don't want to store it for 2 weeks, then get off to Southampton with it. So this is why this is really nice. And then then we're going to go to Lamego, which is the home of Portugal's sparkling wine, so something a little bit different. And again, you can try some of the estate vineyards and experience them as well.
You can do. You know, it's like I said, the whole thing though about Douro for me really is the scenery, the sailing, and really relaxing. It's probably, in my opinion, it's the best one for scenery, but that is only my opinion. But for relaxing and for enjoying a river cruise, this one is the one just to sit back and take it all in. You know, you've got vineyards, high-sided, the whole way as you're sailing along.
Yeah, and then again from there, you're going to go back into the heart of Porto, and we've got an overnight there as well, so literally you can go off, experience. I always think the food's great on the ships anyway, but I always think it's nice to go off in some of the local restaurants and try some of the local.
It does let you explore. You know, we do port tasting in the morning as well, so you go along, you get to see how the port's made, you see how it's stored, and find out a little bit more about the history of it, and of course you finish it with a little bit of tasting and that sort of thing. And like you mentioned, Glenn, you know, bring your walking shoes, because it is quite a small
and cobbled street.
It is hilly and cobby, but it's not too big, so you can walk from the ship across and have a bit more free time. You know, when we did the excursion, you had the option of walking back to the ship or catching the coach, and I decided to walk back to see time-wise.
Probably beat the coach back.
And it's because the traffic, you know, isn't exactly the best, so it's quite a nice way. But as you're walking around, there's loads of little places to grab a little bit of something to eat, grab a drink, just relax and enjoy that afternoon back. It's a great way to go.
I've really enjoyed the show. I'm learning so much. I really am. So anyway, let's just remind you what's included. Was that a pool?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a sort of bigger than a splash pool,
nice.
But it's a great one just to sit and relax in, put your feet in, that sort of thing.
Very nice. Anyway, again, we say we know we're going to be really busy tonight. We've got amazing exclusive offers. A bottle of champagne with every single booking. Excursions, they're all included. That's on all the river cruises tonight with Riviera Travel. Always think about the drinks and meals package. That starts just £109 per person, and return flights based on London. But again, always ask us about regional airports as well. The prices are just a lot lower than I'd expect for such a a five-star wonderful company here. We'd say with all excursions included. But that gives you a little idea of the prices across the board. And don't forget, there are no single supplements on selected dates there as well. Now we've got a biggie to finish with, haven't we?
We have, yeah. Now, before we go any further, anyone from Bulgaria, Romania, Serbia, sorry, before I go any further, because I've got to talk about places there. This Kathy works for the show. She's very good at this, but this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. Our executive producer's going to have a bit of a laugh on this one.
Oh, this is going to go down well.
But I've got to say, it does look fantastic.
Yeah.
But we start with an easy one, Budapest, don't we? Yes.
We do, yes.
So that's where we fly to start with. One of my favourite places, actually.
Yeah, as I said, we're going to fly into Budapest. This is a phenomenal chance to do the 14-night Budapest to the Black Sea, and this is something different than other river cruise companies don't do.
Yeah, we've got definitely more dates than a lot of other river cruise companies. We do a few things different, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I have to admit, in terms of demand for a river cruise, we put this on sale for the first time last year. It flew off the shelves overnight. You know, we actually had to take ships from other itineraries and add them onto this one because it was that popular. I think there's a lot of demand to do Eastern Europe. It's a little bit different. I think for those customers especially that have, you know, maybe done a couple of river cruises, this is something different. It's a little bit special, this one.
Yeah, and being 14 nights as well, as I say.
It is.
You can settle yourself in, really, and you get to know everybody on board. It becomes a bit of a family doing it over the 2-week cruise.
You do.
I'm there for you. So we're going to start on this one. As I said, we're going to fly into Budapest, which we've already spoke about. And then from there, our adventure begins in Kalaska. And again, this is a 1,000-year-old city, and this was famous for warlike bishops, saintly kings, rampaging Ottomans, and again, the history there is astounding. And again, you get a chance to do a walking tour here, and also take a trip to the Paprika Museum, again, which is famous in Hungarian cuisine, especially with the goulash that they have. And then later, we'll drive down to Pécs, and again, many of the gems here waiting to be discovered on the cruise itself. It dates back to the 4th century, and again, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We've got so much to talk about on this cruise, we're going to have to move through it because, again, this is why you're going to book the cruise and find out more. Exactly. There we go. Then we're going to go down into Belgrade. You're going to have a guided tour here, and again, you see all the main sites, Republic Square, Prince Michael Street, and again, some of the 19th century buildings that they have in this wonderful, wonderful city. Day 4, we're going to then move down into one of the highlights, which is the Iron Gates.
Yeah, you were telling me about this earlier.
Again, it's something that many people would love to go and see, and again, it's one of the most memorable stretches of the Danube, and it's where the river cuts its mighty path between the Carpathian and the Balkan mountain ranges, and almost acts like a boundary between Serbia and Romania. But these are the true Iron Gates, and this is something very, very important and one of the highlights. From there, we're going to then cross the border into Bulgaria and into Nikopol, a town dating back to the Roman times, and again from there, moving all the way down through into Pleven, again from here. So we've got our team trying to catch up with all the images there because there's so much to see. They're pressing as we're going through.
There's a lot on this.
There is, yeah. So this is Pleven in Bulgaria, and again, a wonderful chance to go and see the fountains and also the chapel that they have there. From there, we're going to go down into
Romania, isn't it?
Yeah, into Bucharest, and you're going to see the Palace of the Parliament, and again, a beautiful sights to behold. And again, throughout these, we've got excursions going through the whole cruise.
We have, yeah, no, our excursions are really, really good. You know, we've got local tour guides that take them out as well. So you've got the tour manager and you've got the cruise director on board who are there to facilitate your day-to-day. When you go on the excursion, you've got the local guide, you've got the Bluetooth headsets, as we mentioned earlier, so you can listen to the tour as you go around, and we split the ship into smaller groups as well, so when you are wandering off about and exploring, it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, and it lets you take those photos, enjoy that scenery.
I mean, one of the hardest things sometimes is planning your own excursions, or, you know, doing it, you know, alone, and to have it all organised for, I think, is great.
I think sometimes if you plan it yourself, it's very easy to go see the major sites, and then that's it. You sort of get you get a bit lost, don't you? Sort of just wander around a bit aimlessly. Yeah. Whereas here with the tour manager, when you have got free time, you just ask them, where's really good to go for a drink? Where do I really want to go get some food? And they can advise you and direct you straight there.
Well, where's next then, Glenn?
Just before we get down into Constanta, we're also going to go down into the Danube Delta, which is one of the highlights, I think, on this particular cruise.
It is. A lot of river cruise lines, they finish in Bucharest, but we actually sail right into the Danube Delta, which is a UNESCO wildlife. You know, it's got about 3,500 different species of bird and animals down there. So it's absolutely fantastic for those bird watchers especially.
So then we go down into Constanta, again the ancient city of Constanta, and then from there we're going to cross into Bulgaria, down into Ruse, which is known as Little Vienna, which is wonderful, and again some stunning, stunning places to go and see there. From there we go down, as we carry on after lunch, down into a place called Vidin, or Baba Vidin, and again from here you've got the sandstone cliffs, you've got amazing sights as you're sailing along, and again your guides and the tour guides will give you information throughout the time on there for you as well. Once we've done Vidin, then we're going to head all the way down again back to the Iron Gate Gorge, and we're going to go down through Serbia's National Park, and again we've got plenty of sights to see there, information, and again excursions giving you a lot more information. Day 12, we're going to end in Novi Sad, and again a guided tour of the vibrant city there, and again this flourishes in the 18th and 19th century. Wonderful architectural sites to go and see. And then from day 13 we're going to go down into Vukovar. That's going to be said wrong, definitely. And this is the country's largest port, and again the confluence of the Danube and the Vuka River, which is quite interesting to see.
So is that Vukovar, did you say? Or
you're asking me, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's just
the viewers are asking at home. That's right.
Are they? The viewers are asking, are they? I'm asking,
Yes.
I've got the notes. And then from there, once we've done into Vukovar in Croatia, so again, Croatia is the best place to be this year and last year, and as I said, a wonderful destination. And then from there, we're going to end back into Budapest. There is so much to see.
Yeah, that's just a little kind of
there
taste
is,
here,
and as I said, we can, you know, look at all the places to talk about, but that's why you're going to book the cruise and go and see.
Well, I quickly remind you of what's included. Obviously, give us a call and we can talk you through in more detail. Again, you get the bottle of champagne with every booking. You also get £25 M&S vouchers with this one as well. No single supplements. I am going to emphasise it. For any of our solo passengers, give us a call sooner rather than later to get those best prices. Excursions, again, all included. You can add on the drinks with meals package. That's really good for 2 weeks. That starts at just £209 per person. So that's about, I don't know, 20, what's that per day? That's about £15 a day, something like that. £16.
Very good value.
Really good, anyway. Return flights based on London, but again, we can find you regional flights as well. And price-wise, remember, there's no such thing as an inside. We've got river views, which is the entry price there. We've got French balconies, superior suites. We've got deluxe balconies and great single prices on selected dates as well. Right, let's do a very quick recap. God, we need a bit longer on this one, but we started off, of course, with a great one as maybe a taster cruise, the Christmas markets, of course. 579 is selling really fast, this one. And again, no single supplement, and deposit starting at £1 there as well. And that was on board the beautiful MS Emily Bronte. Then, Glenn.
Then we're moving on to our next one, which is the George Elliot. This is going on the Rhine cruise to Switzerland from Bar. Lead date on the 15th of October. And again, no single supplements, deposits from £1. Drinks packages we've mentioned from £109. And you've got regional flights on that one.
And then we were on board the William Shakespeare, weren't we? Wonderful itinerary on this one, and the price starting at just £1,319. And don't forget, again, you'll get a bottle of champagne with every booking tonight. The rail journey there from St Pancras, and no single supplement on all 2020 dates there.
Then we move on to the William Wordsworth. I just feel I'm doing my old English O-level here. Now, this is a 7-night Blue Danube.
You failed that,
I self-hold it all.
Yeah.
23rd of October 2020 is the lead date on here. And again, we've mentioned most of the ideas on that. But this is a great one. You've got the river view from 1099, and that is going to be probably our biggest seller tonight.
Yeah, and don't forget, Paul did say that was a top seller last time. It will be selling really quickly tonight, so don't delay on that one. We will get, I'm sure, get loads and loads of sellouts. Then we moved on to... it was the Splendour here. 1199 was, of course, the lead price on that one. And again, on all of the river cruises tonight, excursions included, bottle of champagne with every booking, and the chance of booking a drinks with meals package there from just £109 per person. And then it was Robert Burns.
Then on to Robbie Burns.
Yeah.
That's it. We're going back a bit of Scottish now. So this one, the lead date is the big one, the 14 nights. Lead date from the 27th of April 2020. This is a bucket list place to go and see. You've got some wonderful, wonderful destinations to go and see. And as I said, all the same things as we mentioned on the other deals. The lead ID is 209565.
Well, it's been a great show. It's been a Planet Cruise first night, our first ever show dedicated.
Can I just say,
to
we look like a boy band reunited after 35 years.
I wouldn't say boy band.
It's been reunited
Retired boy band.
Yeah,
Ran out of cash and needs to be
it is a bit the boys' club.
Someone's turned on and got New Kids on the Block.
Listen, guys, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Really enjoyed it and learned a lot about river cruising. Final word from you, Tom. For anyone that's thinking of booking, why book with you?
I think really you're going to get a market-leading river cruise product at a fantastic price. You know, those prices are so good because we don't do these crazy discount offers. You know, we put them on sale as good as possible at the start. And like I say, 169 passengers, it will sell out.
We're out of time. Boys, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll get rehearsing now. We'll see you very soon here with Planet Cruise.
Hiya. thanks for watching the video. Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below. Remember to click that bell to get all notifications, and if you're looking for more fantastic travel video content, like this click on the videos to the right hand side. It'll be really informative. Or click on the Planet logo to the left to go to our website for some fantastic deals. Keep cruising.